Hi guys, and welcome to this look at the Neca Hellraiser Series 2 figures, 7-inch figures. Now these basically consisted of 6 figures. Of course you can see more than 6 here, but I'll go over that in a second with you. First up, let's do the man himself, obviously Pinhead. Now, out of the various versions of Pinhead you can get, obviously one being in Series 1, one in this series, this guy, Series 3, the one with the Cenobite lair, and of course the cult classic Hall of Fame. This one's my favourite, to be honest, in Pinhead variant, purely because I just like the way he's holding the open box like he was on the original Hellraiser poster. So he's my favourite, but the only problem I do have with this figure, to be honest, is the fact that he tips forward, I guess because of the arms. So he's got a little bit of blue tack, which I just put at the back of him, which just keeps him, I don't know if there's something I've done wrong or anything, but he just always tips forward, this figure, for some reason. Like I say, if you're going to only get one Pinhead, I personally would say get this guy from Series 2. Just, I don't know why, it's just my favourite. I like the grimacy look on his face, and especially holding the box. So of course that's Pinhead. Next we'll have a look at, let's get Angelica out of the way there, Surgeon. He's an absolutely fantastic figure. Obviously doesn't feature very much in the films. I believe Bloodlines being the one that you see him in the most, if not the only one you see him in. Might be wrong there, actually think about it, but I think it's Bloodline. But I love this figure, to be honest. He looks fantastic. It's as though a lot of effort's gone into this, unnecessary effort I should say. He's got all these little tools on him, even that blade on there rotates. I like all the chains. I love the fact that he just looks sort of like the McFarlane Tortured Souls, to be honest. But one of my favourite of all the Hellraiser figures, to be honest, just because he looks absolutely horrible and the detail has gone into him is absolutely brilliant. So that's the Surgeon. Next is Julia, or Skinless Julia as well, I should say. Now, this figure is the bane of my existence to get it to stand up, to be honest. I think it comes, oh yeah, well obviously it comes with the part of the pillar that she can stand on, but absolutely hate getting this figure to stand up, to be honest. Don't know why. If you can get it right, like that skinless one there, but this one, you just don't want to. She looks like she's on the piss there, but anyway. So she comes with alternative arms, which you can have her obviously bandaged or unbandaged. I personally prefer the unbandaged look, to be honest. It just looks gorier and horribler. And also one thing I will say is if you do take the bandages off, be very careful taking the headpiece off. I have had one of these where I was getting the, because it's soft, basically it's soft rubber on there, and I was taking it off and took her head off, snapped it clean off, so I had to go and buy another one, to be honest, which has really annoyed me. But basically this is all one piece that can then be removed, you see. And when I took the part off with her head unfortunately came away with her. But of course I have one displayed with the bandages and one displayed without. But if you're only going to have it one way, I suggest having her skinless, or sorry, without the bandages, just because it looks horribler. But if you do take the bandages off, like I say, be very careful that you don't rip her head off as well. Next is obviously a fan favourite, Butterball. Now he comes with 2 versions of his head. Obviously the main thing being that one has glasses and one doesn't. The mouth is essentially exactly the same. It's exactly the same sculpt, to be honest, I believe. The paint with the blood coming down from his ears, yeah. Both sides. The hook obviously in the back of the head, which be very careful if you are swapping over the heads, that you do not break the hook out the back of his head. Obviously a fantastic figure to have because he's one of the original 4 Cenobites, and obviously a worthy addition to anyone's collection. But I do prefer him, of course, with the glasses on, and he comes with all the little instruments and tools in his belt there, which can be removed as well, and the little ice pick in his hand. So there's Butterball. Then we have Barbie from Hell on Earth, obviously the barman, also wrapped in barbed wire, the irony of it all, eh? He comes with his little cocktail shaker. Again, he comes with 2 alternative heads, one closed mouth and the other open mouth, and you can attach the fire, sorry I'm trying to get out there, the fire coming out of his mouth there, if you wish. Okay, I do like this figure, to be honest. The only thing I don't like, if I was going to display him, I would display him without the fire coming out of his mouth. I like the idea of it, I just don't like the way it looks too, I don't know, cartoony really. I know it's very hard to do fire and replicate fire, but to me it just looks a bit cartoony, how you would draw fire really, but it's a very hard job for them obviously to do that. But I do like the fact they do add these things, the alternative heads and that, just to give you that variety. And then I've missed Angelique, haven't I? So the last one is Angelique here. Again, a very hard figure to get to stand up on its own, and I dare say out of the series the hardest one for you to be able to get. Be very careful with these wires, the wires that come down from her head and attach to her shoulders, because they can snap, and obviously don't turn her head too far because obviously you'll rip these out. Absolute, again, sorry, and also when thinking about moving the head, be very careful moving the arms as well, because the arms are attached on these wires, and obviously any movement you could rip the wires out. Again, she's very awkward to stand up as well, but she does come with a little lament configuration of her own. And just to show you all the figures, so obviously we have the Surgeon, Julia, Butterball, Pinhead, Barbie and Angelique there. And she also comes with a piece of the Pillar of Souls, which when put together forms this fantastic piece here. Now, if anything, this is the reason why you collect Series 2. Absolutely love this. Okay, we have obviously the Lament configuration with Series 1, the Pillar of Souls here with Series 2, and Leviathan with Series 3. But out of all the bonus build bits you get, this is my favourite. Weighs a bit too, there's a good bit of weight in there as well. And of course you've got Pinhead depicted there, and this is obviously from Hell on Earth, when he obviously goes back to JP's club and they have this. But the detail in it, the look of it, the bronzy, the worn look to it all, I think is absolutely brilliant. Even if you just had this as a piece in your collection, just fantastic. The detail on it, absolutely brilliant, cannot fault it at all. Anyway, that's obviously a look at Series 2. Hope you guys like it. Please subscribe, obviously leave any messages and I'll try and answer as quickly and as honestly as I can. And as always, thanks so much, and I'll catch you again soon, guys. Cheers, bye.